All right, hey there guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a sweltering North Idaho. Summer finally decided to show up and boy did it ever, because it is freaking hot out here. It's almost 100 degrees.
Digits,
yeah, it's supposed to be nearly 100 degrees today and it's supposed to be for the next 3 or 4 days. And with that, ironically enough, of course, what is it that we're working on?
Heating our tiny home for the year.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, so today we are having our wood stove installed. So while the wood stove is going in, Jeremy and I are going to be focusing on firewood. The whole reason we wanted to build the tiny home was to be more secure and make sure that our family is warm for our first Idaho winter without any dependency on fuel.
No freezing our butts off.
Yeah, so we are heating our tiny home 100% with wood.
Wood.
Wood, man. So we have 3 trees that we took out last summer that have been drying all year. Jeremy's gonna get those bucked up and chopped. And then we are going to get the 3 cords that we just chopped up randomly last summer, moved from our old camping site over to our pole barn.
Correct, yep. It's gonna be a lot of work. It's super hot. We'll probably work later this afternoon or evening because it's so hot, but yeah, let's get to work.
All right. Woo.
So Melissa and I were walking back into the barn, walking through our pasture, and last night we heard the coyotes just freaking out and going off. It sounded like they were really close. Obviously you can see we're in somewhat close proximity to our barn. But anyway, we're walking through, and what did we find, Melissa?
Well, we found the front leg of a really small fawn, so it must have been a late fawn, but we knew it had gotten something last night because they were just howling and howling. But I mean, all it left was a gnarled on, chewed up front leg. So fortunately, when the little fawns got eaten. But you know, we see this stuff so close to our farm and so close to our sheep, and we worry about them. But they do have electric. We use Premier 1 electric fencing, so luckily we have that. I have found coyote poop around them, like they've circled them. They definitely know they're there, but so far so good. So far the Premier 1's doing its job, but I don't know, it's always sad to see stuff like that. So.
Yeah, predators are no joke around here.
No, they're not.
I was going to ask you about that the other day. Yesterday. Still good? Yep, still good.
So it looks like we're making some really good progress here with our wood stove. Let's see, things are through our ceiling, through the loft floor, and they will be vented out the top of our barn.
There's a hole in this roof.
There's gonna be a big hole in the roof of the barn, which makes me a little weary, but oh well, it needs to be done. Anyway.
Yeah, so this is the spot of our wood stove. We're going to put it right dead center in our kitchen. So we'll have sink and cabinets over there, and then we'll have stove and cabinets over here. So we can cook on the top of it if we have to, if it comes to that. But more than likely, it's just going to be for heating purposes. So we're putting it dead center in the kitchen, living room area. And this is one of the few things that we are actually having done. We just kind of know our limitations sometimes. And with it being a wood stove and an extreme amount of heat and fire and all of that, we opted to have this done by the professionals. So that is being done today. We're really excited to just have that in here and have it set and ready to go for winter.
I was lost in a city dream, and I was at home again beside the stream. Then you walked past me, and you saw me and smiled. I will never forget the first time when I saw you. I thought I lost my mind. Blue and faded was blown away and left behind. I hope you'll always be around, even if I fail. You are like a summer breeze that I must inhale. Is it possible for us to feel this way forever? Loving you has never felt more right. Woke up lonely, and for you there is nothing in this world I wouldn't do. I would walk 1,000 miles just to see you.
So as our wood stove installation continues here, you can see that they cut a couple of the purlins up near the ridge gap, and that's just so they can get the chimney vent plumb through the roof. So we will have a hole there momentarily, which again makes me feel a little weird, but it's got to be done. And then looking down at our loft floor, you can see that everything's been cut and installed, and that is looking back down into our living space. So it's coming along, looking good. Can't wait to have it fully installed and ready to be fired up.
The cost of having the wood stove installed is actually relatively low for us because we already had the stove and we brought all of our interior piping. We bought this stove and pipe just about maybe 3 years ago, so it's pretty new. We brought 245s with us and the interior pipe that we needed to offset it a little bit, which we have to do because of the joists up through the loft. So we also brought our stove. I'll show you guys that. This wood stove was purchased for our 3,000 square foot house, and it kept it at about 78 degrees all winter long. It was a little bit milder of a climate, but not too much. So this big giant stove is going to blow us out of this little space. We should be nice and warm.
About 80 years old.
How old is it, Kira?
80 years old.
80 years old. Grandma Lucille is older than that tree. The only thing left to do is the interior stove pipe. It's going to be offset by about 12 inches. Luckily, we brought 245s from our property. This hearth pad was the one that we had in Washington. We had the stove in the corner there. It's flat against the wall here. So it's a little wonky, but we're a little wonky. We like it, and the price was right. It was free. We already had it. So they're going to get that all hooked up, and we should be good to go.
Okay, it is later in the day. It is starting to cool off a tad bit. It should continue to cool down. You can see that here in the pole barn, in the shade, it is still almost 100 degrees. It's not very comfortable. Nevertheless, we need to go cut and split some wood, so let's go get that done. So we made it back to the wood pile. We're about to get started with our work. You can see that the kids have gone ahead and built themselves a little fort using a lot of our wood rounds. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to tear down this welcome sign and all these wood scraps that they used to get to the rounds. They're gonna be a little upset, but hey, it's our firewood. We have to unfortunately do some demolition.
That's mean, Daddy.
Sorry.
Oh man, this looks highly unstable. Who's parenting these kids?
All right, there it is. The installer's just left, and our wood stove, our trusty old friend, has now been installed here in our tiny little living space. It's funny to see it here because we have put numerous cords of wood through this thing since it came from our old house back in Washington State.
Yep.
But it'll serve us much better here in Idaho because it's far colder and there's a lot more snow. And I'm just looking forward to, you know, having nice, soothing, crackling fires in here in this space. It'll be nice.
Yeah, I'm just glad we brought it. I'm glad we brought our cheap Craigslist hearth pad that doesn't even work in the space. I'm glad we brought our old stove because it looks and it feels like home, and everything here is new, and this space is new and unfamiliar, and this is familiar. Even this little kink in the...
Yeah, the 45s
Yeah.
and stovepipe is another feature that we had at our old house. So yeah,
It just looks like home.
we love it. We love this stove. We already know how it works. We are familiar with all the little intricacies of actually using it and burning a really hot and efficient fire. So yeah, this is awesome. Super happy to see it. This is great. Can't wait.
I'm excited about
Sipping
it.
some whiskey by the fire this winter.
Ooh, daddy. And it's getting later in the day, so we are going to get to work because we only have about half the firewood that we need to put through the stove, so...
Let's go! So here's what things look like from the outside. This is the loft floor of our living space. So we are up above the stove right now. You can see that hole was cut in the loft floor. They ran the stovepipe through there, up into the roof. They got the flashing all tucked away up top. So we're gonna have to build a chase of some kind, especially if we plan to store hay or anything that's potentially combustible up here. So stay tuned for that. It'll be another project that we have to now add to the list, but we don't want any kind of fires or mishaps, obviously. So it's an important thing to get done. Anyway, looks great. It's what?
It's warm.
Is it finally? You enjoying your nice pool?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hate to disappoint you terribly, but we have to dump it out so we can load up the back of the truck with firewood. Sorry. Don't. We'll refill it again later though, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
No.
One more thing.
It needs to be rinsed out anyway.
One more thing real
You
quick.
guys are playing in a mud puddle.
Somebody want to explain this to me?
It's Eli's girlfriend.
Oh, Eli.
Give me your strength and show me your weakness. We're in this together now. We're in this together now. Give me your love and tell me your secrets. 'Cause we're in this together now. Yeah, we're in this together now. No, 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 no. I'll keep you safe, I'll give you my everything. Even if we're falling down, even if we're falling down, all of me is yours, every part of me. 'Cause we're in this together now. You and me together now. What's the point of living if we're scared to lose each other? What's the point of living without you? Tell me now and I'll stop fighting. Tell me now and I'll stop breathing. I don't want to be here without you. Without you. Without you. sun don't shine, even when the sun don't shine. Give me your strength and show me your weakness, 'cause we're in this together now. You and me together now. What's the point of living if we're scared to lose each other? What's the point of living without you? Tell me now and I'll stop fighting. Tell me now and I'll stop breathing. I don't want to be here without you. Without you. Without you.
All right, we have worked into the evening, so luckily we started a little bit later. It was much cooler. So
It was
much
way cool. It's still
yeah.
warm. It's like 80 degrees, but with the sun being down essentially at this point, it's
Yeah.
not nearly as hot as it was earlier today.
Yeah, no kidding. So we got a lot done. We got everything moved over here. We got a lot of stuff bucked, chopped, stacked. How much do we have now?
Our pile is now 16 feet long by 4 feet high by roughly 8 feet wide, which gives us approximately 4 cords of wood.
Yep.
We will keep adding onto this pile. I'd like to have at least 6, 7, 8 cords for this winter and this winter, just this winter alone.
Yeah.
Over time, I'd like to keep adding more and more wood to the pile to make sure that hopefully we have multiple years of wood standing by when we need it.
Yeah, you never want to run out of wood.
Don't want to run. Oh, yeah, don't want to do that.
No.
Ever.
You never want to be short on
Never have
wood.
too much wood.
So as always, we want to thank you guys for spending your time watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We will be doing lots of wood chopping in the future, probably in the evenings when the temperature is cooler. But for now, we feel really good about having about half our wood stored up. So we have a lot more coming. Stay tuned and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys. Say bye.
Bye.